Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Data Science Nerd. So today we will be starting a new series on Pandas. Basically Pandas is a library in Python used for data analysis. So we will be starting our Python series starting with the Pandas library, and we will see that what are the ways in which data is getting transformed, or we are going to explore data using Pandas. Okay, so we will see the applications of it, how it is used in industry, what is its purpose basically, and various comparison we will see as we move on into this series. Okay, so let us start. So first we will see that what actually is Pandas. Okay, so we will see that what is Pandas. I'm starting from very beginning, since I'm assuming that there might be many freshers who are joining this session. So I'm like beginning from the very basics. Okay, so Python is what? It's a Pandas is what? It's a library. Okay, library in Python. Okay, so why this particular Pandas is used? It is a data library used for working with data sets. Okay, now what are its purpose basically? What we are going to do with Pandas? We are going to, let's say, analyze, we are going to clean, we are going to explore, we are going to manipulate, explore, analyze, clean what? Data. Okay, so these are the functions that we are going to perform using Pandas. Okay, also Pandas is also used for statistical analysis of data. What is statistical analysis? So let's say I want to know that if I have a data set, a particular column, let's assume that there is a revenue column of a company. Okay, and I want to know that what is the 25th percentile data, what is the 75 percentile data. Okay, what is the mean, median. Okay, all these things on the revenue attribute I want to perform. Okay, so there is a like inbuilt function in Pandas, which is Pandas profiling. If you see, it gives you all the statistical details of a data. Okay, so this is a very good predefined functions used in Pandas, and we will see as we move on that how this particular library, I believe me, Pandas is a very powerful library when it comes to data analysis. Not not very good when it comes to big data, because big data also, like, when we are analyzing a very huge data, we need to use distributed computing, and Pandas doesn't work on distributed computing. Okay, Pandas is basically works on the serial computing, not parallel computing. Okay, so let's move to our next topic. Let's change the pen color so that the session should looks interesting. Okay, so I know that you might have known that how to install Pandas in your system. So you might have known this, that pip install Pandas. Just run this command. Okay, pip install Pandas, then import Pandas as PD. So PD is nothing but it's like a alias name that I'm giving. Just like in SQL we give alias name, right? The same thing we are giving here, so that we can just use PD again and again, not to write complete Pandas. Okay, so let's see what is data frame first in Pandas. Okay, let's see what is data frame. So so if I give you an analogy, data frame is nothing but a table in relational database. It's like a SQL table. So let's take example. Let's say I create a table like my new car, let's say, for example, and let's say I created a variable called cars and I am assigning some values. Let's say Toyota, Maruti, or let's say any other car name you can name. Let's say Ford. Okay, these are the names that I'm assigning. And let's say I'm assigning another variable called color and I'm giving here as red, blue, and black. Okay, this is the data that I have created. So now what I want is I want to store this data. Basically, I want to convert this data in this format. This is key value pair, right? Key value pair. So key value pair format, I want to convert it into a data frame. So how will I do? Let's say my data frame, I created a variable and what I am doing is I am just writing that pd dot why pd, because I have stored as pd, right? Pd dot data frame, and my new car was my data set, right? My new car, this. Now I want to print my data frame. See, this my data frame, sorry, 1 second, just I want to uh, just a second. So if you see here, right, this particular data frame, so this pd dot data frame, this one, this capital D, then small, then capital F, then small. This is a predefined function in Pandas library. So how it will give you the output is, it will give you like, it will create a by default indexes. For example, 0, 1, 2. Okay. Then in cars, what were the columns that we created? Cars and color, right? So cars and color, it will give you like this. So the car is Toyota, Maruti. So Toyota will be assigned a 0 index, okay? Maruti will be assigned a 1 index and 2 index will be of Ford. And then here comes the color, red, blue and black. This is how our data frame will be created. It's like a tabular format only in SQL. Okay? This is how it is created. See, I'm explaining it from very basics, okay? I know that many of you might like are just college graduates, okay? So that's why I'm explaining it from very beginning so that everyone can understand, right? Okay, let's move to the next topic. So I'm clearing this board, okay? So let's take another color pen. Okay. So now data frame. Now let's say what is series in pandas. Okay. So can anybody tell what is series? So series, if I give you an analogy, right? Just like in data frame, I give you, it's like a column in a table. Okay. How? So let me tell you. So let's say I have a column called, let's say car only. Last time we take, right? So car, let's say Toyota, then Maruti, then Ford. Okay. This is the car. Now if I say that convert my pd dot series of car, that means give me the car column or the variable into a series format. So can anybody tell how it will come? So this will come, right, the 0, 1, 2 indexes that by default gets assigned, and then there will be a column called car. Now this particular car will show this one as Toyota, this one as Maruti, and this one as Ford. This is how the series will look like. Okay, see, I'm giving you example for a, like code example as well, so that you guys can understand, right? Okay, so let's move to the next point. So these are some basics that I'm explaining so that you get to like familiar with this library. After that we will move towards some like higher analysis one. Okay, because for analysis you need to know all this, right? Okay, so now tell me, if let's say, so anybody knows that what is the meaning of like indexes in pandas? You just saw, right, indexes. So for example, so first understand what is labels so that you can understand it easily. So for example, what are labels? Can anybody tell me? So if for example you saw this indexes, right, 0, 1, 2, 3 by default. So the label assigned to these indexes are called label. That means the name assigned to these indexes are called label. But by default it is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So these are the labels as well for these indexes by default. So that means if there is nothing specified for label, if nothing specified for labels, so then what? Just now I explained you, right? Values of label, like values are labeled with their index number. With their index number. Just now you saw, right, that 0, 1, 2, 3. So by default it is present with the same thing. Okay, with their index number. So now tell me, if I want that, okay, these 0, 1, 2, 3 by default indexes, whatever is coming, I don't want it like that. I want, let's say I want it as, let's say, a b c d, like this. I want my index to be labeled as a b c d, like this. So let's say I have a data called let's say not a, let's take it something else. Let's say my data set. Okay, so my data set contains, let's say, some random numbers: 45, 65, 17, 18. Okay, these are the data, my numbers that are stored in data set. Now what I want is, I want to store in a data, let's say my data set new, for example, and I want to just a second. So now what I want is, I want to convert this into a series, just like a column, but series of what? I want to convert a series data set, my data set which is present here. This data set I want to convert into series, but I want these indexes to be named as, let's say, a, one second, let's say a b c. Okay, now tell me, what will be the output of this? Can anybody tell? So the output of this will be same, 45, 65, 17, 18. So like a normal column it will give, right? I told you that series is nothing but similar to column. But what will be the indexes here? Can anybody tell? Let's say A, B, C, and D. So it will be A, B, C, D and not 0, 1, 2, 3, because I am specifically naming it as, I'm specifically naming my indexes and labeling it as A, B, C, D. That's why 0, 1, 2, 3 will not come this time. It will come as A, B, C, D. Okay. I hope you got what I wanted to explain you. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next. So key value object, I told you. Can you like anybody know that what are key value objects? Key value objects or key value pairs. Anybody knows what are they? So key value objects are present in this format. For example, if I have a variable called a and the value assigned to it, let's say 1. If I have a variable called b and the value assigned to it is 2. So this is how key value pair are present. This is key, this is value pairs are present. Okay, I hope you are getting what I am trying to explain. See, nobody like spoon food you like this spoon feed. Sorry, it was a tongue twisting. So, like what I'm doing is actually spoon feeding. Literally, trust me. I'm just explaining it from like I'm explaining to a fifth class kid. Okay, so do like consider this and try to like understand. Okay, whatever I'm explaining. So let's say something. Okay, let's say I am running. Okay, on a daily basis and I am tracking that how much I am running on a daily basis. So let's say I made a variable called track. Okay, and track is nothing but it is storing my day one record that I ran about, let's say, 100 meters. Okay, 100 meters. Then on day 2 I ran about 200 meters. Then day 3 I ran about 300 meters. Okay, so key value pairs are stored in what? Always remember, key value pairs are stored in these type of brackets, curly braces, what you call as. Okay, now I want to convert this into a series. So how will I convert? I will just write pd dot series and track was my variable which was present here, right? Now, can anybody tell what will be the output of this? So, the output of this will be day 1, day 2, day 3, and 420, 380, 390, 490, 590. So, it's a random number that I am assigning. Okay. So, it can be anything like 100, 200, 300, 400, anything. So, this is just tracking the numbers. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. This is how it it gets stored in series like a column. Okay, so what next we can take this in this? Anything else? So can you tell me that? Okay, I have assigned is as day 1, day 2, everything. Okay, that's okay. But what if, sorry, okay, if I want that specifically, give me this particular series on a particular, let's say, you call, right, in SQL you have a particular record, let's say, where you apply where filter, right, where this id equal to this or this equal to id equal to this. So what if I want only day 1 and day 2 indices record? So what will I do? So I will write a code like pd dot series on what variable. So what my variable was, what I don't remember, I think car, something like that. So let's assume car, my car was there. And then index, what index equal to, I only want day 1 comma day 2, and then I will close this. So what this will give me, it will give me that day 1, day 2. Okay, track was there, right? Car was in my previous example. So track, I was tracking the number of, like, how much I ran, right? So day 1 will be, let's say, 500, or 100, anything, any number. Okay, day 2, let's say 200. This is how I am getting my data. So I will only get the day 1 and day 2 indices records. Okay, so it was having day 3 as well, right? But day 3 will not come in this output because I specifically mentioned that give me this series on this particular column, and where you just pulled me the data for day 1 and day 2. Okay, I hope this session is helping you, right? Because this is very, very important session. So okay, let's say, so data frame we have seen. So data frame, or what, data frame 2D structure, right? It's a two-dimensional structural data, like we have 2D array, okay, with columns and rows and all those things. You already know these things. Just let's change the color because it is not very well visible. Okay, let's discuss a very important thing. Can you tell me that if I want to, like, search for a particular row in a data, let's say this particular row, how can I search this particular row in a data? And you can anybody tell me? So always remember, there is a function called loc in what, in pandas. Loc is what, location. And location is, how will we give location? So if let's say we have a data frame called, let's say, data frame, and what I want is, I want first the first located record. So first located record will have index, what, tell me? It will have index 0. So how will I give it? So I will write it like data frame dot loc, then square bracket, then 0, this one. Okay, data frame dot lac, and then bracket, in bracket 0, in a square bracket. So what it will what it will return me? Anybody can tell what it will return me? Nobody can tell. So it will return me the very first record. For example, we have multiple cars, right? Toyota, etc, 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 and then the color, right? For example, red, blue. So what will it return me? It will return me, when I say that give me the location 0, it will return me that the car will be Toyota, and color will be red. This is what it will return me when I am searching for 0th location. Okay, I hope you are able to understand it, right? You are not facing any problem. These are very basics, right? Okay. So let's move to our next point. Let's change the color of the pen. Okay. Now let's say I want multiple indexes. Multiple indices records. Okay. I want this. How will I take? So instead of giving this, what I will give is I will use data frame, same function, okay, dot loc, then bracket open bracket close, but I want to give multiple indexes, so I will give like 0 comma 1 comma 2 like this, and then bracket close. This is how we'll get. So now what it will give me, it will give me 0th index record, 1th index record, and 2nd index record, this particular. So it is like select star from table where, let's say, there is a column called id in uh, our table, which is basically row number, let's say 1 2 3. So where id in 0 comma 1 comma 2, or let's say id is less than or equal to 2. This is the same thing. Okay. So id is a column here, but we are not talking about id. These are not ids, okay, these are indices. By default 0 1 2 3 and so on, these indices got assigned to the records present in every data frame. So I'm just giving you an analogy, that's why I created a like some random column called id, just to give you analogy. Okay. Okay. And I already told you about that, we can name that indexes as well, right, assigning a label. You already got that thing. Okay, now what we can discuss. So then these are some basics. Now we can start our analysis part. Okay, so this we will start in our next video. Analysis part means we will start reading data from multiple files. Reading data from multiple files can be any file like csv, excel access, or let's say json. Okay, like this, json, etc. Okay, like this we are going to follow. CSV, Excel, and JSON. So we will see that from the next video onwards. Okay. So if you have learned something from this video, do subscribe to the channel please, and do comment down your doubts in the comment section. If you have anything to ask it freely. Anything you will ask, I will definitely reply to your queries. Okay. So if you are learning something, please do subscribe, do share with your friends, and please do like the video. Okay. We will meet again in the next video. Thanks a lot.